Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we are shipping out today on Tuesday. So it is kind of a ton of stuff because there's an extra day in there, but because we actually shipped out some stuff on Saturday, which is kind of rare for us, there is like 10 less items. So it is a good amount of items. So I'm just going to jump right into it and then we can talk about some other random stuff. All right, so the first thing that sold, which is kind of funny because I just posted a video here. Let me actually show it up close real quick. This is going to be a War Machine like promo, War Machine Tactics promo coin. You would have to play a tournament to earn this. I just posted a video of a bunch of like War Machine stuff we bought. There was two different War Machine auctions I bought, or lots I bought. This was kind of one of the last things I talked about, and I was kind of like, oh, this item's, it's like a cool thing. It probably won't sell. We'll see if it's worth some money. And then unironically, eBay puts my foot in my mouth, and this is the first thing that sells. And then it's actually sold for $15.99. It looks like it went to a repeat buyer, which is pretty cool. They must have bought some other War Machine stuff, but of all of the miniatures and all the painted and all the cool other stuff, this was the first thing that sold. So it's great. Like, not complaining, but that's fantastic. $15.99 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping, so I'll just save us a bunch of time right now because I have a lot to talk about, a lot of cool orders. All right, next up is a bunch of Choose Your Own Adventure books right here. These are going to be 3 different Star Wars ones. There is parts 8, 9, and 11 right here. I just went through the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I was waiting for Netta to record some more miniatures that we got from the auction. I like to record them and show them to you guys. I don't know if you guys like them. Let me know down below in the comments if you like to see like the stuff like as I'm unpacking it. But yeah, 3 of these Choose Your Own Adventure books. They were Star Wars. I had never seen these before we got all of the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Combo order, $45.37, which is pretty cool. One of them is kind of damaged. It has like a bunch of binding wear here, but you can still like play it if you're careful. If you don't like, you know, rip it open too much, it should be fine. So yeah, $45 is great. I still have like hundreds of Choose Your Own Adventure books to still list, and there's still a bunch we want to read ourselves. All right, next up is like a completely different than stuff we normally sell. Well, we do normally sell this stuff. This is gonna be a porcelain Santa Claus little container. So yeah, people are already eating Christmas stuff. I know it's Halloween around the corner, but some people it's like Christmas like already in the summer. It does sell all year round. We learned through the professor, and just like listing a bunch of Christmas stuff, you don't have to save it until like the winter to list it. Just list it. Which one? Who's the professor? Oh, the professor. Oh, from YouTube or whatever. The auction professor. I think that's his full name. We get a lot of inspiration from him. I haven't had time to watch his stuff. He actually bought like a really cool like farmhouse and stuff, so he's been busy with that. So I haven't been able to watch as much. I used to watch his lives. All right, back to it. But he's the one that like showed us. People are always asking him like when you list Halloween or yeah, just holiday stuff. You just list it and then it will sell when it sells. You don't have to like try to maximize when someone's going to be looking at it. They look at it year round. Really cool Santa Claus, $12. I actually have another one of these listed. So it's cool that I have another one. So I have proof of concept that that one sold, and I have another one already listed. All right, next up is going to be a miniature kit. It's been a while since we sold this one, plastic model kit. This is Kiryu Sea Dragon 1/70 scale. A little cool plastic model ship ship here right here. Kits. There you go. Sorry, I have like coffee in me. There's a lot to do today and a lot to list, and yeah, it's cool. It's been a good week and like before, and a cool weekend. All right, this ended up selling for $20. I did get some of these recently that I have to list, or like a month ago or so, with the Choose Your Own Adventure book. So it's just motivation to list more of those. They do sell slowly. $20 is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that one's complete. All right, next up, I talk about this game a lot. This was a cool combo order. They kind of paid for it in different chunks. So let me see quickly, 60, 70, 80, like $95. So right under $100 for all this stuff. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. Netrunner, really cool card game. I think it's the best card game that's been designed, but I won't talk too much about it because I have a lot to talk about today. All right, so these are going to be different draft decks. They normally are a card game where you buy the expansion, you buy the core game, you get all the cards, you get enough copies of each of the cards minus the base game you had to buy 2 copies of. That's how they got more money out of you. And then these are actually trying to do a draft like for Magic the Gathering, where you pick 1 card at a time and then you play a little tournament. So they got 2 runner packs, and then they got 2 corporation packs. And they also bought a bunch of alt art cards. Black Orchestra right here. This is a runner card. We got another Sonny LeBeau. This is a neutral runner right there. That one's pretty cool. Another alt art Apex right here. This is a Identity right there. Really cool. Like we've sold a couple of these cards. I relisted them. I think a lot of this stuff I actually got to relist. And then NGO Front, it's just like an asset card for a corporation. It helps you get currency. I forget the name of the currency in the game. All right, so all of that for like right under $100, which is really cool. A lot of this stuff I got to relist because I had more copies of them, of the individual cards, and then I also have more draft packs. All right, next up, let's see what we have. Scrolling down. Okay, so this one's funny. Right here, this is a deluxe fast perk auto coffee percolator. I don't know what this is, honestly. So Annette and I were technically like arguing about who bought this. We probably want to get something like this again. She heavily thinks I grabbed this when I was inspired when we were first doing like Goodwill hunts on eBay at first. I was pretty sure that she would grab something like this because this doesn't look like something I would know anything about or grab it. It didn't sell for too much. It is untested, $10.88. The box is kind of like messed up, but the inside coffee percolator thing is really good condition and basically looks like new in there. All right, so $10.88, mystery item that we don't know who got or when. Maybe her mom gave it to us in a pile of free stuff. We do get a lot of free stuff from her, but I think that was from a thrift store. All right, next up is a military book. This is going to be the Franco-Prussian War, 1870 right here. This is a hardcover book. We get a bunch of military books. You've seen them sell on the channel. It's been a little bit since we sold a lot of them. We sold like a couple today, more like miniature-related military stuff. So yeah, this one ended up selling for $9.59. Get a bunch of them, really cheap. So that's awesome. All right, and then there's another combo order. I already wrapped them up together. This is Zombicide Chronicles. This is normally a board game. This is going to be the free RPG Day book 1 and 2. So it's probably just going to have some characters, some rules on how to get you jumping into the game, kind of like a starter set-ish book. So part 1 and part 2. Combo order for $15.56. I actually had another copy of each of them, so I relisted each of them individually. They did a combo order. So yeah, that's great. And then speaking of RPGs, I sold 3 of the Deadlands Wild West RPG. They also have like a card game, board games. So yeah, the Ranger's Bible right here. Combo order of 3 of them. They paid separately, so I have to combine the shipping. $33.60 for all 3. So yeah, there's this one. This one just has like a blank cover. It says Jackie Wells, like the author or something on it, or maybe that's a character from the universe. And then Field Report 666 Crossbreed Technology. So yeah, these 3 RPG books, what did I say? $33.60. So yeah, RPGs always do pretty well for us. I like to get these weird hipster ones. Deadlands Zombicide, which is normally a board game. All right, moving along. An item we got from auction, but I didn't get to post a video of the stuff we got from it. But this right here is HeroClix Wonder Woman Generations. I think there's going to be 3 figures in here. Yeah, 3 individual figures. HeroClix is like an interesting game. The prices and rarities of stuff are all over the place. Like in general, a lot of collectibles, like the older stuff usually sells for more. Think of like, I don't know, like Pokemon or Magic, but like HeroClix is just kind of whatever. The power level goes like higher as the new characters are made. And then there's a lot of like convention exclusives. You have to go to tournaments. There's a lot of like giveaways, tons of different ways to get these exclusive figures. Sometimes they're junky for reselling, and sometimes they sell pretty well. I got this one for $4 at auction. I think it was either 2, 4, or 6. I don't remember if I got bid on this. I want to say 4 is my brief memory. This one ended up being good. I blind bought this because I was like, oh, that looks like a convention figure. $4 I paid for it, and this sold for $34. So that's awesome that like my blind buy on the HeroClix did well. All right, next up is also a cool little story. This is the Duke board game. I think they have 2 first edition and second edition. I'm not even sure if it's still around anymore. This is going by Catalyst Games. I believe that I'm pretty sure this is the first edition one. I think the first edition one is more sought after. I forget exactly why. I think like just the pieces inside of the game are better, or the bag or something. This is kind of like a chess game where you're going to have these square tiles and they'll have the name of a character, and you're trying to overtake the person's duke, kind of like you're trying to take the king in chess or whatever. And then whenever you do a character's move, it flips to the backside, and then they have like a different move set that they do. It's on like a gridded map, so it's, yeah, they'll be like, oh, this guy can do like these 3 spots or these 4, and then they flip over, then they do the 4 corners. And on your turn, you can either move a piece, or you like and put it next to your king, or you can actually, you can draw a random new piece from your bag, put it next to one of your duke spots, or you can move one of your pieces. So yeah, you don't want to pull too many pieces because then your duke gets stuck. So yeah, really cool board game. This is kind of a slightly older one. Like I said, there's 2 editions. I think this is the first one, $32. I actually got this from the buddy where I buy like the anime figures and stuff from normally. So yeah, that was actually from him a long time ago. So it took a bit, probably like over a year to sell. I do pay up for his stuff because it is good stuff. And then, yeah, he plays a little bit of board games. I feel like he should play more. All right, next up is an empty box right here. This is Magic the Gathering Modern Horizons 2 Fat Pack. I don't think they called them bundles at this point yet. Actually, I could be wrong. I'm not sure if this was Fat Pack or bundle at the time. Probably bundle. They changed the name. It's the same product, kind of. They add like a couple packs, foil cards, promos, more lands, less lands, foil lands, not foil. Magic changes it up. Used to be like set in stone. Way back in the day, the Fat Packs would come in these like tall, like, I don't know, like Easter basket things, and it would have a book and stuff like that. So this ended up selling. This is empty box. This sold for $12. People are going to use this cool storage. I'm kind of surprised this one's not too old, but $12 for an empty box, like they're good. They're good storage containers. All right, moving on. Also, really cool one right here. There's like a bunch of little dominoes on the back. It says African dominoes. I don't know if they can really see that, but I'll just try real quick. Okay, no luck. It says African dominoes right there. Yeah, really cool little domino game. I like to get these. Oh, like the front. There you go. Really cool board game. These are dominoes. People love it. This ended up selling for $19.44. You always see me pick up the unique games. All right, and then next up is Warlord Games Rulebook. So basically like a miniature book. This one has a lot of damage. This is for $16.85 to $18.45 right here. Even then, there's like some like dry liquid damage. It's not like mold or anything, but it just has like a bunch of damage. But it's only on this back cover and then on the inside of it. The rest of it's still pretty good. There's still a lot of wear. Still $8.09 for it, so not too bad for that. That's something that like maybe could have been trash. I don't know. It's hard sometimes when you're listing something and you see a lot of damage. You have to really think about if there's going to be an issue with returns or if they're really going to pay attention to the pictures. That one was obviously damaged. All right, next up, another thing from the auction that sold. This right here is going to be the Falconers Guild Minerva figure. This is a limited edition figure. It says it on the back, so I didn't have it memorized. I think these would be one from like tournaments or something like that. This ended up selling for $25.59. It was in a bundle of other Guild Ball stuff, so I divided it by like the 4 or 5 listings I did, and I paid 33 cents for this. But yeah, I think the actual bundle was $2 for all of the Guild Ball stuff, so got lucky with that at auction. No one was like aware of Guild Ball. It is, I think, out of print to like a dead miniature game, but you can still play it. It's still relatively cheap to get a lot of stuff to the game. It was pretty complex during the time. It's by good company, Steamforged Games. Who knows if they'll ever bring it back. All right, next up is also another little story with this. These are going to be 2 Shakespeare books. I actually grabbed these, good memories. Annette and I went to New Zealand. I grabbed some books to read on the plane. I got The Tempest and Romeo and Juliet. I didn't really want to sit there and watch like the movies on like the screen. I don't know. I just don't like movies on like a small little screen. So I grabbed some books to read. I didn't enjoy these too much. But I did have some other books or something else, like a notepad to write some ideas on, maybe like working on a board game or something. But yes, $7.75. I think I paid $12 plus taxes for these. So it's cool to get a little bit of money back. Yeah, you watched The Big Lebowski, right? Twice. There you go. I think I ended up watching like a Lord of the Rings or something, like one of them. I was like, oh, this is long. I love Lord of the Rings or something. I did end up watching a movie. But yeah, cool. I mean, it's like I said, it's not a good flip. I would never get those again unless if they were in a bulk deal and they didn't sell for that much. So yeah, they weren't that good. They had like extra notes and stuff in them. All right, next up, we have a PC game. Let's see, an Empire Under, let's see, The Sun, Victoria, right here. You always see me grab these box PC games. I like the bigger ones better, but I still like the small ones. These are cool on a bookshelf, and people do play them. A lot of people do digital stuff these days, but they do like to collect the physical thing. This ended up selling for $12.96. It just looks like a strategic game right here. I see a lot of different like maps, lines. Not necessarily hexes, but like territories broken down. So this is going to be like an involved PC game. All right, next up is some more HeroClix stuff. This right here is a lot of 9 Brave and the Bold, like the different lanterns. These are special objects for the game. I believe this might be the whole set. I think you had to go to like weekly events or monthly events to get one of these at a time, and then they would slowly release them. I think that's how some of like the promos are. Like I said, HeroClix, you get like promos and figures all over the place, not just from like the boosters that you buy. So yeah, a whole set of these for $20. This does not have the cards. The cards are these little square cards that explain the rules on them. These don't have them. You can look them up or memorize them. You generally spend points in the game to put these on the field, and then you go have a character, and then you like roll a dice to pick it up. Kind of sucks if you don't roll the dice. I didn't really use special objects that much when I played the game, because if you spend a couple turns trying to pick up an item and then like you fail the dice roll, it just feels really, really bad, because they're only like small bonuses. It'll be like, oh, your character gets +1 attack, which could be strong. But all right, I'm going to move along. All right, next up is a cool Warlord Games right here. This is Pike and Shoot Epic Battles. A little sprue right here. So I learned a little bit about this. This I got from a big bag at the auction. I don't remember what I paid. I want to say like between $8 to $12 for 9 different sprues. I learned that these are actually promo inserts for a magazine called War Games Illustrated. So kind of like back in the day when you would get like a magazine, like an Xbox magazine or Game Informer or something, like they would have like CDs of demo discs and stuff. These would actually, I believe, each come with like the War Games Illustrated magazine. So you get like a little taste of some miniatures of the game, which is really cool, I think. So I kind of learned that. I've come across these before. I just didn't know that's where they were from. But that's what they were labeled at the auction. Bag of War Games Illustrated insert miniatures. $12.79. So I don't think I'm quite, after fees and like the box or whatever materials you have to spend on this to make money for that particular auction, but I'm close, or maybe like just barely in the profit. Obviously, it's not worth it if it was only like 50 cents or something. All right, next up is more miniatures. I can't really show them. These are 10mm metal pikemen, Pendraken bowmen. So little fantasy or military miniature archers. So they're pretty cool. They're like trying to shoot up. These sold for $8.16. It looks like to a repeat buyer. So they've grabbed other stuff from us before. So it's pretty cool that they're looking at our miniatures. All right, next up, I'm kind of cool that this one sold. I think I showed this in one of our first few videos of showing hauls here on the channel. Great Shapes. This is from 1973. Really cool. It looks like a strategic board game with shapes, obviously. Yeah, this looks like a game I would play. Like, just take a look at these pieces. The cardboard's not too bad. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Obviously, you're going to be trying to mix up shapes, and then they're going to have like colors you're going to try to pair up. There's going to be different shapes in them. Here's some squares. So yeah, and then there's going to be like a rule sheet on how scoring works. So really cool, like vintage game from the 70s. $25.19. More than I could have hoped for those like bookcase size games. All right, next up is a little military book, P-51 Bomber Escort right here. This is just a little book. I have a bunch from this particular series. This is book number 26. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. They were kind of like, not damaged, but they had a lot of wear in all of them. So I don't think I had to throw any out. This sold for $13, so it's pretty cool. They all have to do with like weapons or different wars or military leaders and stuff like that. This is just has to do with the airplane, the bomber. All right, next up we have Custer and 76 right here, another military book. I guess there was more military books than I remember. This one ended up selling for $14.40. It's hardcover, so nothing too crazy right there. All right, I've talked about this before. Next up is an item. This is going to be the Path of Exile convention card game. This is another card. I've sold a couple of some currencies. I think all the other cards were currencies that people could still go to the convention in New Zealand and use. This is just the reference card. So right here, it's just explaining some of the rules for the different symbols. And then on the back side is like what your little equipment slots, what you're allowed to have. So yeah, it's really cool. This is basically like comes in your starter deck inside of your intro bag into the convention. $15 for that. So that's really cool that I'm like getting money from that convention. Like I said, if I sell all of the cards, I technically made money going to New Zealand, which would be crazy. And it's like just a cool facet of eBay that you can sell stuff like that. So we'll see as the channel grows and as these cards slowly sell. I think I'm the only one that has these listed on eBay. So if you want to take a look at them, they are pretty cool. I do have them higher priced because I'm the only one. But hey, I think I've made at least like 60 to 100 from all the cards, maybe. I would have to go look at the numbers. It's been a bit. Last thing, Annette, I think listed these a long time ago. These are like Civil War times, different newspapers. I don't know if these are like actual original or if these were like mock-ups or something like that. Right here, just take a look. I want to say these are mock-ups, but yeah, we'll see. I am a little concerned if we ship these and they go like, hey, these weren't actually from the Civil War. But Annette probably did the research when she listed these a long time ago. So we will find out. Which one? It had to have been you because it's in the bin that you listed in. But yeah, I don't know. This stuff I would have been afraid to list like a long time ago. Honestly, like I used to be really, yeah, I can talk about this. I used to be like afraid. I guess like, I don't know if afraid's the right word, but I would look at an item. I don't know anything about it. And my brain just like shuts off. It's like, I don't want to list that. I don't want to research it. It's going to take 5 hours. Now stuff like this, I know how to like bite into. You just go at it, and then I don't get too caught up in the price. If you're unsure, we have offers on, or that's why we have offers on. You can start high, you can go low, you can look at what other people have. But usually, like this is unique. This is not on there. You kind of just have to like figure out what you think someone's going to pay for it. You're not listing for yourself. You're listing for someone that wants the item. And I think people get caught up in that, where they're really hyper focused on like a price they would pay. You're trying to list something for what someone else will pay for, if that makes sense. I can talk more and more about that. I'm just here to entertain a little bit, but yeah, a bunch of these. This is a lot of, oh, doesn't he know? I want to say like 8 or 10 of them. So yeah, these sold for $20. So yeah, that's everything. I hope everyone's been having a good week. We got to go to a petting zoo. We put a little short out there of like an emu trying to like, he was trying to like eat my sweater or something. I had like a red and green, like, and like beige sweater on. So I looked like a fruit or something, like a fruit tree. It was great. So we went to the petting zoo. Anetta's been playing on the Xbox Core Keeper, so she's been like obsessed with that. I've been finishing up the Dragon Age series, Inquisition. I think I'm kind of close to the end. I'm at least more than halfway through. I think it's hard to say. I don't look up spoilers to see how close I am to the end. Other than that, for today, I'm going to potentially be listing some World of Warcraft TCG cards that I got at the auction. I kind of want to list more of the Choose Your Own Adventure books, because these have been selling pretty well, like $45 and some change for that. I also have a bunch of miniature bits and pieces from Warhammer 40K, like a big bin. I'm trying to think, what else do I have to list? I know there's one other thing, I just can't think of it right now. So let me know down below if you had a good weekend, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to help support us. Take a look at our shop down below. Have a good one.